Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. It is Angela, the Traveling Crafter, and I just wanted you all to know how much I appreciate you. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. I like doing lots of paper crafting, lots of thrifting for vintage treasures, and all kinds of things in between. And for those of you returning, welcome back. It's great to have you. So this one is a little bit different. We're not going to be crafting. We're just going to be chatting because it all comes together. So today is Monday, and I am starting off a series for beginners because I've been, if you watched yesterday's video, I have been lucky enough to have a lot of new subscribers who are reaching out and saying, you know, I'm new, I don't have a lot of these things. Where do I get started? What do I do? And I have a lot of people that ask me whether it's on here or in the world, what is a junk journal and what do you do with it? So there's a method to my madness. We are going to talk today about what is a junk journal, how do you use a junk journal, and what are the elements of a junk journal. And then tomorrow I am going to share with you some things that are essential in order to make a junk journal. We're going to have, or we will have, need to have items, nice to have items, and those indulgences as well. And that will lead us up to what we will do on Wednesday, where I will show you how to create 3 easy covers, or covers 3 ways. And that will set the stage for everything that happens, and that kicks off on time warp, June 1st, which I am calling the 100-day challenge around the house. And I probably, let me change this here, because I wrote it down wrong. I realized and then I'm going to show you this. 100-day challenge. ATH, around the house, where we are going to be using items only found, oh gosh, you cannot see that. Hang on, let me get something I can sit this in, and I'm going to, or put this on, and then something that's a little more sturdy, and I'll hold it up for you guys to see. We are going to use items that are found in our homes to create, for some reason, the lighting in here is really weird. Okay. I was putting this up here so you could take a screenshot. I do have this on my Ko-fi site. It's ko-fi.com/thetravelingcrafter, or you can just click on it in the description box below this video. But these are the 100 items that I generated for us to do, and to play with. I'm kind of off my game today. I'm sorry. I will tell you each day what we are going to be working on. You guys can take a snapshot of that, and you should be able to zoom in and it'll be okay. But if you have a printer, you can print these out as well. So each day I will be doing a short video using the item that is of the day. So we are going to start our 100-day project on June 1st. We will be using index cards. On June 2nd, we will be using makeup. And then on June 3rd, old letters, and so on and so forth. We will just go, you know, horizontally across as if you were reading a book, and that's the order we will go in, if that helps. You can choose to participate in any day or all days if you wish. And if you do put things on social media, I would love to see them. So use the hashtag 100-day challenge, ATH, and feel free to tag me. That would be awesome as well. So yes, our first day is going to be index cards, which I thought was funny because I didn't create the list. I just generated it, and that was the first one on there. So we have plenty of things that we can be working with. But my thought was, if we have all of the foundation together and we have a 1 or 2 or 3 journals that we could possibly put things in, if you're going along each day, by the end of it, you should have an entire journal done. So, or more. But they'll be easy, they'll be quick, they're geared towards beginners, but anyone can participate. And my hope is I've invited a lot of other channels to participate as well, and that you will see some of their ideas and creations that will also give you inspiration. So without any further ado, let's get down to what is a junk journal. And I'm just going to kind of go through some of these, flip through just to give us something to look at and talk about. But in my opinion, a junk journal is really kind of an eclectic art form to express your creativity. And it's taking, a junk journal is really, well, it is what it is. You're using junk, things that otherwise would end up in the landfill. I have, before I decided to generate this list, I was going around my house and I was just getting all kinds of things that were just going to be garbage. Here's an old magazine. There's envelopes. There's some old wrapping paper, packaging, which I think some of these are on that list. I'm not sure. I don't think tissue paper, toilet paper towels is, but and I don't know if paper bags are, but I found it easier just to generate that list. And I have not looked at the list in depth, but I'm hoping I have most of the items, and I think most of you will as well. But it's just taking those items and transforming them into something different and kind of unleashing that creativity. And the reason I love junk journaling over or creating junk journals over any kind of other paper crafting is because the rules are there are no rules, and you know that's my motto. So this is a perfect forum for those of you who like to just kind of free form your creativity. And you're incorporating all kinds of elements, whether it be, papers or magazines, envelopes, it could be craft paper, just anything that you can imagine. And it's a really nice way. This is a perfect blank pages. It's a really nice way for you to document, your thoughts, your ideas. Maybe you're someone who likes to do art journaling. So you're painting or drawing or doodling in your journal versus writing. But the cool part of it is that junk journaling is all about imperfection. It's giving you the freedom to just create and not worry about, oh gosh, this isn't perfect on the page. Do some people who are perfectionists have a struggle with this? Yes. Do some people who are perfectionists really enjoy doing this because they don't have any rules? Absolutely. So it's for everybody. And it's kind of, for me, I do these differently. When I don't journal a lot writing. I don't write a lot of journaling, but I do a lot of art journaling where I create, and that kind of lets me unleash how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking or those kind of things. And so this is just another way in which for me to do that. So it's very therapeutic as well. But it's kind of a visual diary, if you will. And if that makes sense. But, you're telling a story through found objects and through maybe it's collage or papers that you found or photos that you've had. It's just a cool thing. So that's really what a junk journal is. Now, this particular one that I'm flipping through at the moment, you're seeing there's old vintage writing paper. There's some kind of inventory. There's a thing from William Shakespeare. This is an accounts payable sheet. There's old music, wallpaper, fabric. There's a wax seal on here. There's this is an old tie. There's some scrapbook paper, but there's also a lot of room for me to, write, draw, think in my thoughts or whatever in this journal. So that is what a junk journal is. It's made of found items. It isn't meant to be neat and sweet. It's meant to be whatever it is you find. Look at this. This was, I don't know. I made it as a bookmark, apparently. These were all cutouts that I had from something. This is a piece of my Kool-Aid dyed paper. I just made into that. There's some dictionary page. So let's, and please, I would encourage you, if you have questions specifically about what is a junk journal or anything that I talk about today, put those in the comments. I'm happy to answer those for you. In fact, I would love it if you ask questions. This was an oops. I was trying to print on a dictionary page, and it was a photo that I had taken, and it only printed on part of it, so it still got used. So when we talk about the foundation is really, I'm going through the rest of this, and then I'll kind of show you. The foundation is really your cover. It's whatever you decide to use. Now, a lot of people use, when they junk journal, they use an old book. They use maybe a magazine, things like that. In this case, my foundation is actually 2 pieces of wallpaper that have been, these were just glued together. They weren't even sewn. I did this one Midori style, but I didn't even, I mean, this was just for me, so I didn't even poke holes in it. But what Midori style means is there is a piece of elastic or some kind of string or such that goes into the middle of it. So the cover stays. You can always pull these pages out or add more pages to it wherever you want. And people like that because, you know, maybe they're on a trip and they want to tuck in a pamphlet that they found, and they just fold it in there and they can look at it later. So that's, you know, a style. But this is, you know, just one signature, meaning, and a signature is the papers that are inside your journal. It's no different than a book. Let me show you what I mean. Let's see if this one has it. This one does not. Let me see if I can find a book that has signatures that you can see. That one does not either. Come on, don't let me down, friends. Gotta have one that's got signatures in it. I'm gonna break it. Huh. Well, I don't see one that's handy. Can you believe it? I'm just looking at the ones that I took apart. Okay, well, I'll just explain from this. So a signature in a book, you know, books are bound in different ways. This one looks like it's been glued into the cover. But if you look really, really closely, you may be able to see that there's some pages together. And all it is taking those pages, and I'll just show you with my glue book. Does this one have one? No. But basically what they are doing to create a signature before they put it into and bind it into the book. See, these were all glued together. You see that? But they would just fold them like this. This is what a true signature is. So all the pages are then folded in half in the order in which it reads to create what is a signature. So that's what you're seeing. Now, in journals, you will see just one signature like this. It's just all of them it's one. You may see some that have, you know, 3 or 4 different signatures. It varies depending on what kind of journal someone is making, and it's all up to you. So there are signatures in there. There are also things that are part of or enhance the journal. Now, this particular journal is a book that was, the guts were taken out, or some of the guts were taken out. You can tell that down here. Do you see how this is called an altered book? And so these pages, some of them were taken out and transformed into this journal. I don't know if I have it upside down. This is my journal that I did. It was one of my favorite journals, and I'm trying to remember when I did this. But another element, so you've got your signatures, and then you have your pockets, your envelopes, your tucks, your, they'll say side tucks and belly bands. Those are all things that then hold all of the mementos and goodies that you want to put in it. So this is like a pocket. Here's a side tuck. Sometimes there are pockets that are on the side that are then in here. Here's another pocket. You guys get the gist. You know, there's fold outs. I don't know that this one has any. Here's some like triple pockets. This is pages stuck together. Right now we're working on a magazine altered memory book. So if you want to see how an altered book is made, hop on over and check out that playlist, because it's step by step. We're still working on. We're almost done with it, actually. But pockets, tucks, up tucks are all things. Here's a fold out. So that's just hinged, and this is one of my digitals, and that came from a sticker book. This is an old vintage postcard, which then brings me to another element within a junk journal will be things like the hidden gems, the found objects. And, you know, think about, you go on vacation and you get a bag tag from the airlines, or your boarding pass, or you've gone to, you get a ticket stub from a train ride you took at Disneyland or Disney World or something like that. They're all the hidden gems. And all these pockets and tucks are where you hide them. And for the person that gets this journal, you know, it's just like exploring something and finding all of these little nuances and, you know, intricacies of the journal that they've got. So that is another thing. It's your way of getting creative by putting mementos and notes and things inside, or the junk that are your found objects. And then a lot of times, and you will see me do this on my channel all the time, I'm creating that ephemera and let me explain. I'll tell you what ephemera is, or those embellishments. I'm creating these, you know, little pieces that go on here, these little clusters that are here. I'm creating tags, and this is creating the embellishments and pieces of ephemera, if you will, to go inside of my journal. Now, ephemera is, the definition of ephemera is that it's something that it's made once and then you're not going to find it again. So a good example of that is you go to the grocery store, you get a receipt. Well, that receipt's never going to be replicated. It's one of a kind. And after it's come out been spit out of the machine, that's the last one there is. So just like this, there will never be another one like this. It's one of a kind. I created this, and it's the last one there is. That's the definition of ephemera, but it's used very loosely in the junk journal world, because people refer to tags and, you know, little notebooks and things as ephemera as well, which is true. It is, because it's one of a kind. But when traditionally we think of ephemera, we think of vintage things. I do anyway. And that's like, you know, I'm trying to think, you know, an old ledger, or an old rail pass, or old tickets, or a report card from, you know, a child, something like that. So inside are all of the elements, the embellishments, and the ephemera that make it up. You know, that antique postcard was one of them. There may be more made like that, but it's the only one I got. So that is kind of an overview, very quickly, about what is a junk journal and what the elements are. And then let me explain, I love this. Let me explain to you how you would use a junk journal. Now, again, this is very, very personal. I'll show you this other one that we're working on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate this or not. It was just one of those, I needed the mental break, and so I just started creating it. And I don't know, I think I can, but it's on my list of journals to do with you guys. I just did it the other day. But how do you use a journal? Well, some people don't. They love the beauty of it. They like to flip through it. They like to add more ephemera to their journal. They like to just look at it, put it on a shelf and look at it. And that's perfectly okay. Others like the ability to write in it and write their stories, but have it in special little spots. Like, you know, writing a little note on here or on the back of this. And it's kind of like their private little diary of goodness that's all hidden throughout their journals. Think of it like this. Think about it as your kind of your personal sanctuary of self-expression. Maybe, you know, if it were me, I might want to draw or doodle or do some watercolors on these blank pages. Others might want to fill it up with memories or feelings or lists of things they want to do. There are no rules. It can be used for art, your thoughts, you know, reflection. This particular one has lots of writing spots in it. The important thing to remember, and I say this a lot, is when you're journaling, whether it's journaling in just a notebook or journaling in something like this, whether you're pen to paper or paintbrush to paper, is put that writing or artistic utensil to that paper and just go. And you will find that your creativity and it will just be unleashed, and you will find yourself very quickly either writing or drawing or painting or whatever it is for way longer than you would have ever thought you could have. And it's really awesome and really a beautiful thing. So this particular one, this is made of envelopes and wallpaper. So in here I can put all my little notes, and I can write notes on the back of this, and I could put, you know, that receipt from, you know, Dave and I's first date or something like that. There's just tons of little pockets. This is a belly band, and then another belly band, and here, for example, is a vintage spelling list, spelling test. And so there's an old postcard, just all kinds of little things. I'm fascinated by anything vintage and antique that's like still around, so that's kind of my thing. And then this is just all to write in, and then there's more tucks and pockets. And then you flip it over this way, and you got more and more and more. So this flips up, and you've got more pockets and tucks. I think, no, that was just pretty. A belly band, lots of places to write in this one, more little spots. But as you can see, you can use it in so many ways. I could draw on each one of those. I could write on each one of those. And that's the wonderful part about it, is it's your sanctuary, your creativity, your self-reflection and self-expression. And nobody owns it but you. It is the way that you want it and how you want it. And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And it's nice to have just, you know, a piece of paper. There's nothing like a fresh piece of paper to write on to me. But there's also something about the curiosities and the unknowns about a junk journal and what you might find when you open it up and how you can use it. So in a nutshell, a junk journal is made from whatever you can find wherever you may be, including around your house. And it's a book or holder of things that has signatures and pages, and it has embellishments and envelopes and tucks and pretties and bits and bobs. And it's your creative sanctuary to use as you wish. So friends, until next time, which next time we will be one step closer to starting our 100-day challenge. And tomorrow we will be talking about all of the tools that we need to create a junk journal. The absolutes, the bare minimums, what you need versus what are nice to have, and then some really fun indulgences I'll show you as well. But until next time, friends, remember to take time to just be and have a creative day. Cheers.